hunting wabbits. We're here in Silvernails, on the rail bed. I'm gonna go get a picture of the Y. Why? Because I can.
Here we are in Silvernails, New York. It'll be the kickoff point for this next episode 3. And if we go over here, we see the beautiful rail bed. And if we go over here, wait for it, we see the beautiful rail bed. This, folks, is the Y. W-Y-E at Silvernails. This is where, over here, comes in from Mount Ross, the last point that we left off on episode 2. That's back looking actually west toward Rhinecliff via all those other towns. Came in this way, continued on up that way, and here at the Y, this leg goes back into Pine Plains, which we'll come back here at some point and explore that line. But for now, let's continue on the Rhinebeck in Connecticut that way. Well, here we are. We're just east of the Y, northeast of the Y, at Silvernails, walking the bed. We have this bank here to our east, and we go out along here, being careful not to trip on the old wellhead, Myers. And right here crosses the road, and we become much too unfortunately well acquainted with more posted signs, but this was the road crossing right here. Continued down that driveway on out into Gallatinville. Let's go check out some sights here in Silvernails. Just a real quick additional view of this building that sits right here alongside the road and the rail bed. I will try my best, but I might assume this was part of possibly a milk can drop-off. And the reason I say that, it's a fairly older building, been upgraded. This could easily have been cold storage right there for milk cans, and a loading dock right here for farmers dropping off their cans. And that's where we started, right back there at the junction of the Y. Here we have a historical park marker. Ding Cemetery, oldest cemetery in Gallatin, private for the Ding family before 1748. Placed here in 32, repainted by GM. I've seen that a few times. We're here in Silvernails. Let's go grab a few more of these. There's quite a few historical markers here in Silvernails. We're still in Silvernails. Oh, what's this? Another training ground for the New York State Militia of the Gallatin District. Jeremiah Cronk, Pfeiffer, 1812. Also placed here in 32. And the guy that restores these signs and repaints them hasn't been here yet. but I'm sure he will at some point. Let's see if we can step over this wire. I don't get killed. And grab a quick view of the old road jam here. And the beautiful stonework from the old bridge. Old, new. Old, new. I have been over this new bridge in a tractor trailer carrying approximately 92,000 pounds, so I know it held. And that's the old stonework there. And right down below us here, don't trip, is the stonework that I'm standing on. Can't get enough of this old stonework, dry laid, beautiful, beautiful. Hello, Mr. Rojan. It's almost April 1st. Folks will be fishing. Let's go. Look at this one. Look at all those welds. Boy, this one's been beat up and tortured. It's welded all over the place just to keep it together. Let's see. Oh, old GM's been here. Touched it up. Ding's house. Home of Hans Dings, one of the first settlers of Gallatin, New York, before 1748. Leased this land from Livingston. Livingston, Astor, and now Dings. Prominent names in the Dutchess, Columbia, Hudson Valley area. Let's keep going. Not quite sure if you can see it from here, folks. I could not actually obtain permission from the barn owner, but an original signboard, Silvernails, on the side of that red barn from the Silvernails train station right here. Cool. All right, folks, we've stumbled upon a very nice, gracious homeowner who has allowed us to share the old Silvernail sign from the station. Isn't that awesome? It's now on her private barn right here on the property of the station master's house, which is where she lives. My new friend Fran. She's allowed us to photograph. It's so nice to run into good people. There's so many not good people out in the world. It's so nice to run into good people that'll actually sit down and have a conversation with you. So here we are. This is the leg of the Y. That's looking northeast. This is the leg of the Y that goes down into Pine Plains. And again, this is the station master's house where he lived with his family over the years. Let's go walk over to the site of, you ready? The turntable. Ding ding, dinner time. This raised triangular shaped piece of ground that we're on here in her backyard, this field here, it's raised up from the height of the rail bed. This looks like a patch of grass, nice beautifully mowed field. That's exactly what it is. However, I am standing on the site of the turntable. Trains would come up from New York City up into Rhinecliff and head out on their journeys east, and they'd end up here at Silvernails, and they would Y off and they would back onto the siding. Now here, folks, is the lower bed of the corridor from Mount Ross. Looking north, east, and let's not get you nauseous here. looking out back toward the southwest and Mount Ross. So folks, when you're out here in Silvernails and you're on Silvernails Road, right past the Ding's house monument marker, be sure and look for this beautiful gem of a house with the proud American flag flying out front right across from that barn, and slow down and look at this grass field. If you blinked your eyes and opened them up again and you were 100 years back, you'd be looking at a turntable and a really bustling rail yard right here in Silvernails, New York. Let's go. I've got an update for you. This was the station. This was not the telegraph office. Yes, it was. This was not simply a cold storage facility for farmers dropping their milk cans off, because it was. It was first and foremost, capital letters, exclamation point, the station at Silvernails, New York. My friend Fran clued me in on that little secret. Let's go take a look. I shot it before, shooting it again. It's been modified over the years. There's some older, those good old asphalt brown shingles. And this is the rail bed right here. The station at Silvernails. Very cool. Let's move on. Just a quick little post note here. Station, rail bed, road crossing, Sam the silver car. Ouch, when did that happen? Right of way. And right down by that new building that you see, and that electrical panel, you'll see a conglomeration of a bunch of gobbledygook, rocks and debris. Right in that general vicinity was the water tower, the water tank that came with a pipe, came from up on top of the hill. Large hill, small mountain. That had a reservoir with a dam and a pipe that supplied the water down yonder to said former water tank on the right of way, Silvernails, New York. All right, so we mentioned the water pipe, dam, reservoir, water tank on the corridor. Here comes a mailman. He's going to be in the shot. So you continue up Gallatinville Road, go past Snyder, I think it was Snyder Road. Anyway, here comes our lovely United States Postal Service van out on the job. We'll see if he can wave at us. Hey! We got her to wave. So you come on up Gallatinville Road to this point right here. Little turn off, little parking spot right here on your left. Enough room for Sam the silver car, not enough room for a semi. And we come upon this creek, and I have a hunch, stick with me here folks, I have a hunch it was not so much a reservoir as it was, oops, whoop, sorry buddy, back to life. It was not so much a reservoir, but I do believe they dammed up. Yep, there it is. They dammed up this area. They dammed up this small stream. Let's go have a peek. Now there are no posted signs here yet until we get here. So don't go beyond that But look at this. These could only have been placed here by a faction as, at the time, wealthy. Oh, there's the pipe. As a railroad. They would have gotten their hands on these beautiful stones, and they built this specifically for their own purpose. Oh, look, there's the pipe, and oh, look, piece of rail. Looks like a piece of rail from here. Kind of slippery, kind of high too. There's a pipe right there. I have a strange feeling that that pipe was connected at one point to that one, and that supplied the water on down the line to the water tank. Don't forget, folks, steam. What do you need? You need this stuff right here. Let's go have a peek. Can you see the drill marks on those stones right there? Well, I sure can. I hope you can. I'm gonna try to get over and get a closer look. I'm gonna turn you off for a second. We'll come back on the other side. How's that? Right up over there. I made it. I'm dry from the ankles up. We're on the other side. Look at these beautiful cuts. Look at that bevel cut. Beautiful. Drill marks. Oh, watch where you're going there, mister. Look at these stones. Here's some drill marks for you. These were quarried. I think they were quarried northeast of here, because can you see the silver granite looking crystals in them? This is hard rock. This is not Hudson Valley bluestone. This is gorgeous. Let's see if we can get a look at that pipe. Oh, I thought that was a rock, but it's a rotted log. A lot of poop here. Animal poop. They come over here to get a drink of this beautiful, delicious water. And yes, indeed, folks. Oh boy. Look at that. Original rail. Sorry if I hurt your ears. Concreted in. That tells me it was part of a support structure. I can't move this one, but I can move this one. Yeah. That was part of a support system for said pipe that goes back into the dammed up area. Boy, I sure would have loved to see this when it was unmolested and beautifully just built. I'd have to teleport back over 100 years ago, but it's still here, folks, for you to enjoy. And I'll go on a limb and say, come on up, park your car where Sam is, walk on down. Just do Uncle Russ a favor, be careful. You fall here, you're going to get banged up. Look at that. All the way down to the water tank. There's that pipe. Look at those tree roots. You know, someday this will all be gone too. But hopefully we'll have this video and videos like it to show future generations what once was. That's why I'm out here. I just love these stones. I think I've said that before. Let's keep going. So just before I left, I flipped this rail over, and right about there, it's either a B or a G or a 3, and underneath the rust and the concrete rust all throughout here is the stampings of the steel mill this was produced at. Boy, that sure is old. I'm touching right there, we're touching and looking at rail from way back. Yeah, it's too far gone. You'd have to take this piece of rail into a laboratory and really process it and chemically get that concrete and rust off of there to get any kind of names. Could it be Allentown, Bethlehem, Erie? Who knows? There's your flange right there, your mounting plate flange. Cool stuff, man. Just another quick one. Looking at the remnants of the dam that was constructed by the railroad, which would have flooded and contained waters in this general area right here from this tiny little stream that does flow all the way down into the road jam. Awesome railroad related stuff. Gotta love it. Okay, so folks, if you're like I am, you're out and about traveling the back roads of this beautiful area, you're always looking for a spot to pull in and just snooze for 5 minutes. Put your feet up. Well, I stumbled upon this. It's the Gallatin Conservation Area right here on Gallatinville Road. Look at that nice little sign they made here. Oh, that's a nice looking trout too. That poor dragonfly doesn't know what it's about to hit him. So anyway, we're here on Gallatinville Road. You'll see that 124 sign. And you know what? I rolled the dice. I took a shot. I pulled in. And look at this place. Again, now this has nothing to do with the Rhinebeck in Connecticut. However, I've led many of you, hi Sam, a picnic table. What more can you ask for? I've led many of you on this little mini adventure here, and it's probably a beautiful Sunday afternoon and you're out with your sweetie, and don't forget the sweets. It's like that's a future sign right there. And you know, pull on in, take a load off for 5 minutes and check out this conservation area. I don't know where we're going, but there's a gate. There's always a gate, and the gates are kind of up in the air. Some people open them up and drive through. Some people just say, oops, can't go any further. Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, whoops, can't go any further. And that looks like something down there. Anybody got any ideas? Bees, honey, honey. Cool little place. Gallatinville Road. A little ways past that dammed up, beautiful stone wall reservoir water supply piping system is for the Rhinebeck in Connecticut. So, little side note, check it out. Okay, just in case you're following along either by an old Rand McNally map, your GPS, or old Uncle Russ telling you which way to turn on these videos, we're looking back down the hill toward Mount Ross. That is Columbia County Route 7. Those rooftops you see is US Lumber. So if you were to come up this hill, you would hit this Y intersection. If you bear off to the right and go down that way, that will take you to Silvernails, where we started this video. I'm not walking through that. Oh well, here we go. If you continue up Route 7, it takes you to Ancram and eventually Route 82. Now you'll note that Silvernails Road. That right there right there, Silvernails Road. So again, come from Mount Ross, come up the hill on Route 7, hit the big old triangle in the center of the road, take your right, fork off down into Silvernails where we started this video. Now what I chose to do was start the video there, and I chased train related stuff. We had all those historical markers, we had Silvernails, we had the Y, the roundhouse, I'm sorry, the turntable, my nice new friend Fran, and we found the beautiful stone dam, and we continued up Gallatinville Road, which is the high ground. Now unfortunately there is no public spot to view from the point of that station all the way northeast up and through into Gallatinville, almost to the end of Gallatinville Road. So that's where we're going to backtrack now. If this sounds disjointed, welcome to my world. We see old GM was here again. Stumbled upon another one. Site of the plow furnace, established in 1840 by Moses Spalding on Spalding Creek. I can hear it down there to my right. Abandoned 1910. Cool. We are on County Route 7, right before County 11 goes straight and 7 bears off to the right, which is the way we're going to go to reconnect with the spot we left off at Gallatinville Road. That's a nice barn. Well, I went to get back in Sam the Silver car, and I walked right past this. This is the stone foundation remnants of the old plow furnace buildings. I assume buildings. Some old bottles. I love bottle digging. Anybody else love bottle digging? It's like some newer ones there. You'd have to go deep. But anyway, there is the Spalding Creek, and there's some more stone foundations. Beautiful day. First full day of spring. I'm loving it. Walking the rail bed alongside the trusted friend, the old Rodan. Nice stone columns down there. Almost fishing season. Anyway, we came up Gallatinville Road a little further up from the stone dam, and where Gallatinville Road almost meets County Route 7 in Gallatinville, we come upon the rail bed. We're just going to walk down a little ways. We are walking now southwesterly back toward Silvernails from Gallatinville. This side was not posted, was not marked, was not sanctioned off with armed guards, so I feel pretty comfortable walking down it. Spring peepers are out. Oh boy, there's another one. And you know, these old railroads, the engineers and the brainiacs that designed them always built them a path of least resistance. You'll be in some towns and villages sometime, and modern day you will see streets and roads and avenues and houses and property lines built on and set up and going in really far off directions and weird angles, diagonals off of streets instead of 90-degree turns. And that's because that's the old railroad corridor, and it's still visible to this day. I don't see any reason to keep going here other than I'd love to. It's a beautiful day and nobody's got a gun to my head to do anything else than walk old railroad corridors. But we got a little bit more to press on today to try to compress this video down into a believable amount of time, so you're not losing your jobs telling your boss, I sat home and watched this railroad video for 5 hours and 36 minutes. Anyway, Let's go back to the Gallatinville Road, cross it, and I'll give you a glimpse down the private driveway that this rail bed turns into. So again, that's where we just came from. This is where it crosses Gallatinville Road and goes down a very nicely stone dusted, graveled private driveway. Whoop. Continues on into Ancramdale. There's our Rojan. And let's see if I can get you a little bit closer of a shot. Oh yeah, there they are. That was the old bridge pier for the old road that crossed over to that one. They're still here. And I can luckily say I did not drop my GoPro into that. So a little ways past that Gallatinville Road and County Route 7 intersection, continued down County Route section into Gallatinville, turn right on Mill Hill Road, and we stumble upon the rock cut of the railroad bed corridor where it crosses Mill Hill and continues off in that direction through private property. But right here was the obvious Rojan Creek and the site of a former mill, which we will try to, oh look at that, see that a lot, where there was a tree growing up through the wires and they cut the tree and they just left the piece that was connected to the wire. So here are the falls. There was a mill here somewhere, not sure where. We'll walk out over this steel deck bridge. Some people get anxiety walking on a steel deck bridge where you can look down and see the water. Are you? Yeah. A little zip line rope going across. The kiddies have fun. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I hope you're enjoying this. I am. There's the other side. Got a town truck coming. Let me be quick so I don't get, you know, hurt. And that's just a great view of the rocks. The rock ledge. Right there. Oh, he's on the bridge. And there he goes. So long, buddy. This one's also been welded, and our buddy was here. GM, thank you. Gallatinville, settled before 1748, formerly included, ready, hotels, stores, post offices, mills, shops, meeting halls, dwellings, and railroad station. 1835 signpost. That is the old Gallatinville Hotel, much modernly renovated. However, inside there is where I shot that column holding up the second floor with that gorgeous 1864 1865 wallpaper still on it. How cool. This is the actual post holding up the building, the structure at the old Gallatinville Hotel. And this is original 1800s wallpaper. That's my little buddy barking at me because I'm in his space. How cool is that, folks? Well, you never know what you're going to come across out here. That looks like the old, it looks like a possible old wheel well cutout for a spare tire side mount. of the rear quarter panel and trunk of an old car. Just hanging out down here in the drainage ditch that leads down into this culvert here in Gallatinville. And this culvert goes under the rail bed. And let's take a peek here. This one, 1910, concrete, 1910, 2 years before I was born. Look at that gorgeous moss. Let's take a peek. Whoa! Wait a minute, it goes into the road then. Here is the corridor at the Rojan, and I'll walk to about right dead over top of that culvert we just peeked down into. Right about here. So right down there is that culvert. And right there is where it dumps into the creek. Let's see if we can shoot this and not get killed. Boy, I know I say that a lot. Oh, there it is. Peeing into the Rojan. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Rojan, Gallatinville. I thought I'd bring you along for a few minutes or less as we are running down on battery. But we're walking the rail bed here in Gallatinville. We're going northeasterly from Rhine Cliff to state line via all the towns we've covered so far. Ooh, what do we got here? Like I said, you never know what you find. Looks like an old roof to an old building. Well, that sure is what it was. Yeah, it looks like a little house for critters now. What do you think it was? See anybody looking back out at us? No. How cool if we shot this and it said R and C or R right there, but it doesn't. Anyway, there's the rail corridor out through the woods along the Rojan in Gallatinville. Let's go back up to Sam, which is somewhere up there. There we are in Ancram, at the site of the ironworks. It was the first in the colony of New York. 4 forges founded by Robert R. Livingston. There's another one of those names, folks. 1743. Demolished. All gone. 1854. There he is. And there it is. Olaf Jansen Kill. Of course, kill means creek. We are at the site of the dam here in Ancram. You don't want to go down that, folks. That would hurt. Here's another one, town of Ancram, named in honor of the ancestral home of the Livingstons at Teviotdale, Roxburghshire, Scotland. Wow, those are name mouthfuls. And there's our old buddy GM. He came and repainted it. And there's the Simon's General Store here in Ancram, flying all his flags. There's a couple more over there. Ancram, Route 82, County Route 7. Dangerous intersection. Take your life in your hands. And here's their new firehouse. So this is Ancram. I almost got hit. This is the turning point for the RHINEBECK in Connecticut between Gallatinville and Copake. Let's go look. So you're out driving around with your sweetie with some sweets, and you take County Route 7 north of Ancram, heading towards Copake. You take a right on Simon's Road, and you come upon, on your right, this beautiful driveway. Well, that's the rail bed. And it crosses Simon's Road right here. And oh boy, look what we see. Guess what they are? Posted signs. Adams doesn't want you walking on the rail bed. This is it. Right alongside a nice lake. Looks like some beavers had a few things to do with this here. Anyway, this will conclude our video for today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. We're on the Rhinebeck in Connecticut. Coming up from Rhinebeck, heading towards Boston Corners. Had some cool things along the way. Got some cool things to come. And as long as I keep food in my belly and gas in old Sam the silver car, I guess we'll be all right. We'll keep bringing them to you. So for now, bye-bye. Got my trusted Central New England Railway pictorial review here. And I'm here at the Silvernails station. And I've got a couple updates. Number one, there never was a turntable here at Silvernails. The only two spots there were turntables on the Rhinebeck in Connecticut or an affiliated branch line were Pine Plains and Slate Dock down at Rhinecliff. They were both 60-footers. Number two, there were two additional stops, if you will, in between Mount Ross and Silvernails. Number one being the ice pond. That was a deep water, very, very low-lying pond that was set up for the harvesting of ice during the winter time. That they used to take the ice and pack it in sawdust on refrigerated cars and insulated cars, and they would use that for ice storage in the ice houses. Number two spot was the P&E Junction. P&E, of course, standing for Poughkeepsie and Eastern. I've yet to secure the exact locations of those two stops because they are both on private property, and I was unfortunately advised not to enter it. So we're going to move on.
If you try to push me out again, I know